Hi, this is Belinda, Aussie Stitcher, coming to you on the 19th of May 2020. How's it all going? How's Mania going for you all? Have you finished? Have you done lots of starts? Have you not done it at all? Things have been heading back to pretty much normal for us. School is back in school and have been since the beginning of term 2. We're seating, so lots and lots of long hours, lots of grumpy kids because routines changed. Weather is in a mix of being autumny/winter weather to every now and then throwing us like a 30-degree day, so it makes us feel like we're in summer. Otherwise, we're going okay. Everyone is fine. We had to go to our major town. Iona had an endocrinologist appointment. Sophie needed an x-ray because she may or may not have done something to her thumb because that kid just cannot help herself. I'll tell you what, she's giving me grey hairs. They keep telling me boys do that. I think it totally depends on kids. Or partners, depending. Or animals, depending. We're going to go straight in. I've had a finish. People, I have a finish. And if you're not on Instagram, then you might not know what my finish is. I have 2 new starts and a couple of whips. I noticed last time that the insert seems to be here, I think it was. So I'll try and put it closer to this way. I'm hoping we're going to get this worked out, people. Thank you for putting up with all my... Let's have a go and change something. So my first one up is Autumn Queen by Mirabilia. This is an out of print, but as far as I'm aware, not a horrendously expensive out of print. I'm stitching this on 32 count Picture This Plus Heritage. So here is where I was before. And here I am now. So going by memory, I finished out in here and did in here in some of the purples because my goal is to get this more down, so I'm more still doing block areas. Yeah, that's probably a bit better. But I'm not just focusing on one side, which is what I was trying to think of saying. So the only thing I have done is I have subbed out the Whisper White for 3865, which Jessie Marie suggested. And it does work in a lot better. The Whisper White I had for this was you literally did 3 stitches, not even that, and it didn't even have that fluffy look. It looked like a 1 strand. So, but I am very happy, and I'll do the same for winter so that the queens all look the same. I will still use Whisper thread, but I'll use it for like I'm going to use it for Snow Queen and a couple of others, and use it when I don't need to use like 4 cards of it as well. Then I pulled out Fairy Elf, which I don't have the cover for here, but I will put in where it was. And I basically worked on this on and off until I had a finish. And that's right, folks. I started something and finished it in 1 year. So this is on 28 count Sage by hand dyed by Laurie. I'll put the details below. So in the month leading up to when I was finishing it, I did 3,747 stitches and I beaded 414 beads. And there's like 4,000 and something stitches in this, close to 5,000. I did 1,151 in Autumn Queen. So very little change, but I did do quarter stitches if there was a back stitch to try and make it more smoother. And I did not do the beads down here. I actually ran out of these silver ones. I had enough to do some, but I think she looks fine. And I have enough that if I wanted to, I could do at least another one and then maybe do a couple of ornaments. Oh, that's inside out. But I just love her. This was in the kit, and I will say that I used nearly all of this white in here, and the reds I used quite a bit of. There's whisper thread in here, and that actually was a really thick whisper thread, completely different to like the type that I had for Autumn Queen, so that worked in really well. You barely used the skin skein, the two colours in her hair, and the green in here. Love her. She does look. If you were, not that I did, but if you were going to do a 1/1 to see whether you like it, she's probably a really good one to do because there's not a lot of skin, and then you can see whether you like it or not. So pretty, so much love it. I started this with Anne P from Fibre Fiction and Floss. And for once I finished something that usually I'm the last person to finish it. This time I wasn't. But I just loved it. Love stitching on her. So I had a new start on the 1st with Forest Goddess. Now I was working Fairy Elf between the next couple of new starts. I only finished her, I think it was the end of last week. So I did like the 30 minutes a day, did all the challenges that I could with her to get her finished. But I did start on the 1st, Forest Goddess, with Vicky reading her stitches and Sarah, our Stitching Kingdom. Love her. Needle Minder is from a Needle Minder place in Perth. I'll see if I can link her down. And I don't have a before, but this is stitched on Picture This Plus 28 count Highland. And I got the whole of 600 stitches done. So basically I worked across roughly where the middle is to give me some gauge of where everything is. I think from memory I got to the far end of one. I think somehow it might be this one. And then I was moving back over here. What I did notice though is the greens in the cape. Here they look quite muted, but they're actually quite bright. Brighter than that, what? No, maybe roughly. Yeah, no, that way it's not very good at all, that way. But I love stitching on this. I have been feeling though that while I love starting with these sales with friends, I love that. And as soon as they hit about the 500 stitch mark, I'm ready to move on and make a dent in my whips. I would like to see this come out again and get at least another 500 stitches in. And then I brought out Enchanted Mermaid. I'm really not going to do it before for this either, because it's off the frame, so I thought I'll give you a good show of her and where I'm up to in the beading. I did 543 beads this time. So I've done the head bit, done down her neck. I've literally finished the first page. So I've done all of that. And now I'm into her tail. That's the bit that I haven't done. But that's what she looks like. So sparkly, so many beads. Oh, and I did this bit down here. What are we, the 19th? I would like to get this finished this month. Just to say, for once, that I had 2 reasonably sized finishes in 1 month. And technically, 2 mirabilias. Just a random thing to say. I should be working on Autumn Queen for a week. I might push that back until next month and do 1,000 stitches of winter and do a one of autumn so that she doesn't miss out. But in between my other new starts, I think I worked out there's about 1,000 stitches to go, beads. And I've done over 1,000. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. I'm not going to push it. We're just going to go with it. And if I finish it the first week in June, it's not that bad. Okay, my last new start is with Jessie Marie, Vicky, Reading and Stitches, and Rita. Rita Marie Stitches. And it's a Mirabilia Moonflowers. And she has, in case anyone is wanting to start her, she has one water lily and 3 different types of the whisper thread, 1 white and 2 different greys. So that's pretty exciting, something different. She is getting stitched on 28 count I will put it below because it never shows up. And I have to say I was a little bit worried. I did 549 stitches and I basically stitched nearly all the way to the edge, so I knew roughly how much space I would have. I'm going to have 2 inches on the side because she's a lot wider, but plenty to do framing. That's probably more what it looks like, but oh, and it's opal, I should have said that. Lots of bright, beautiful colours. And again, I would like to come back to this and do at least another 500 stitches so she has 1,000 in. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would like to do it. I still have coming up this month Siren the Shipwreck. No, not Siren the Shipwreck. Looking for Ships. Looking for Ships, which I'm starting with Zeb, Sarah from Sarah's Stitching Kingdom or something along that line. She'll be linked below. And Harriet from Virtual. Zeb's from Virtual as well. I'm also doing Catching the Wind, which is a birthday start for someone on Virtual. I am also starting Shakespeare's Fairies with Harriet, Sarah and Zeb. Lots of starting with friends, and I'm really, really liking it. I'm really liking not necessarily starting, but starting something with friends. that's giving me a really good kick. Coming up, we 1, 2, 3, 4 of us are going to be starting Magic Study by Heaven and Earth, which I'm really excited about too. And this is actually going to be a reasonably quick video. All right. I have a couple of things that I brought. I brought from Sew It All in Australia another yard of 25 count fabric to do some of the Heaven and Earths that I wanted, and because I had to use one of them for our Magic Study. And I got my threads that basically, if I'm going to be buying anything for the rest of the year, unless there's a chart that jumps at me and says buy, which one is coming in the mail from Journey of a Stitcher, I'm basically kitting up. We're hoping to move down onto our farm in the next 12 months, and until we work out, obviously money-wise, what we need as a family, I don't want to do buying for cross-stitch stuff. I actually don't need it. But I do need to kit up. I need DMC thread, I need some fabrics, 36 count fabrics, and some specialty frost on the special charts that I wanted. And even though this pandemic has slowed mail down so much, Journey of a Stitcher's mail still came in within 2 weeks, which is really good considering the mailing system. And cannot fault the service. Cannot. Love Journey of a Stitcher. I got 2 Muddy Puddle, and I just realised I forgot my board. 2 Nature Trails from Classic Colourworks. 2 Used Brick. I went for doubles because I don't know if I'll be doing the designs on 32 count or 38. So I didn't want to get halfway through and realise I didn't have any thread. Cinnamon Toast. And these are actually used in quite a few other charts. So if I got leftover, it's not that bad. And 2 of Colonial Rose. Which, when you add these 3 pinks together, pinks, you're green. I mean, there's a difference. Not so much with these 2. Cinnamon Toast and Colonial Rose. And then in the Weeks Dye Works, I've got collards. This would be Sea Foam. It's actually a pretty colour. Havana. And I needed lots of bark, so I got 4 bark, which is actually reasonably variegated. And that's it. I do have a couple of things coming. I've got DMC thread, which I probably won't show you because it's just DMC thread. I've got a chart coming, and a package from USA, which, considering how mail's coming, that might be another month, which is fine. And that's it. Just a quick one. It's been nice stitching where I can, catching up on virtual with friends, spending time with the kids. It's been quiet in the house without having hubby around because he leaves for work at 6 a.m. and he gets home anywhere from 8 till 10 p.m. So it can be a long, quiet day. I hope everyone is going well. I hope everyone is stitching as much as they can. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.